A to Z here on Locked On Sports Atlanta, free on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. Search Locked On Sports Atlanta. Of course, make sure you guys get right back here tomorrow for some NBA and Hawks draft reaction. We'll have it all right here, both on A to Z and Locked On Hawks, right here on the Locked On Sports Atlanta Network. Follow us on Twitter at Locked On ATL. Of course, I'm at Mark Zinno, MarkZinno. All right, we're going to step into a world that I am well versed in, and some would dare even call me an expert in, but that is the field of sports gambling and sports betting. And a column comes out in the AJC today from Tim Tucker, and the headline is Atlanta teams frustrated but continue to support legal betting. And this was a couple of years ago that the Braves, Falcons, and Hawks all teamed up together to make a push for online and mobile sports betting in Georgia. And since then, we've had exactly zero movement in getting sports betting legalized here in Georgia. And just for some sort of background context here, a bill was put forth in the Georgia State Senate, and it passed, and it went to the House, and it never even got voted on during the 2021 state legislature. COVID years are messing me up. During the 2021 state legislative session that happens every January. This past one, it never even got on the floor during the last legislative session. Never even made it to a discussion. Why? Because it's an election year. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing. Now, I have met with Brian Kemp and spoken with him on this topic, on legalizing sports gambling. And his stance has always been the same, which is, hey, if the people want it and the legislature passes it, I'll sign it. He's always taken that position. The translation of that position is, I don't want legalized sports betting here, so I'm never going to push for it. That's the translation. Because in reality, when you have and have had since 2018 a Republican governor and a fully Republican state Senate and state House that would easily pass this thing, it would be passed already and voted on. It hasn't because the big dog in the state, the governor, has not pushed for it. He's left it up to the legislature to fight. And there's some political stuff in there back and forth, but there are even some Republicans who are against it. And I'm not turning this into a political conversation. I just want you to understand the background here of what's going on and understand the reality of the situation. So that's where we are. And obviously with this being an election year, it's never going to be brought up. It's not the right time for anybody to try to pass it. And every state that has legalized sports betting benefits from it. They just do. It's just a fact of the matter at this point. You can't deny it. Now, personally, I'll say, and sorry if this offends you, Georgians, but all of you Bible-thumping, Christian, archaic, draconian, moronic people who think that somehow gambling is evil and it's going to bring down society, you're just laughable. And you're flat out wrong. I mean, the idea that right now here in this state, we can legally walk around armed to the teeth with any weapon that you choose. We can smoke marijuana, we can kill unborn babies, but yet somehow me placing a wager on the Georgia game is going to bring the downfall of society is a laughable premise. So anybody who's still hanging on to the negative impact of gambling, you're hanging on to something that's not there. That's just my personal opinion. And so I say all this to give you the context of what's going on with legalized sports betting here, and you see the frustration from these teams. Here's the easiest way for them to get this passed, right? This is the absolute easiest way to do it. And if it had been done already, then it would have already passed. Unfortunately, you have two divergent organizations politically vying for this, right? It's no secret that the Braves lean to the right, and they always have. It is no secret that Arthur Blank and the Falcons lean to the left, and they always have. If either of these organizations really wanted this done, all it takes is a substantial contribution to a campaign fund from them, and it would push forward. Because that's how campaign donations work. I'm going to give you X number of dollars, and you're going to get this bill pushed through your state legislature for us. But yet, if the Braves were to make the donation to Brian Kemp, I'm sure that keeping him in office politically doesn't align with who the Falcons would want to vote for. And I'm making a lot of supposition here. I totally understand that. And it simply is the lay of the land. And so when this political election comes through, if Stacey Abrams wins and the Falcons want to make a donation, I'm sure that wouldn't exactly be politically aligned with what the Braves want. So you have this crossroads here. But the bottom line is that if these teams were to pitch in and make a donation to whoever's ever in charge to pass this through, it gets passed. They don't want to do that. And I understand why they don't want to do that, because they don't want to alienate half their fan base. Either one of them doesn't want to do that. So if you're don't alienate half your fan base, and you have this problem here that you can't solve, that you're waiting on the legislature to do it. And oh, by the way, Stacey Abrams is not for legalized gambling either. So your two biggest driving forces here, Brian Kemp and Stacey Abrams, whoever wins the gubernatorial election this November, are the only ones who are going to get this thing passed. And as it stands, Georgia, you're going to be the last dog at the bowl to legalize sports gambling. And I'll say it out loud because I've said it before and I'll say it again. You'll continue to lose my money to other means of gambling instead of putting it right back here in Georgia. All right, that'll wrap things up for us here on A to Z. Back tomorrow for a recap of the Hawks draft and more. Make sure you guys give me a follow on Twitter at Mark Zinno. You guys have a great day. Don't take the crap from anybody. See you.